Welcome back, hot girls, gays, theys, and my dad. That's who I imagine listens to this podcast. All 20 of you. I love you. I'm back. I took a week off. We did like 10 episodes weekly, I think. And then I was like, oh, I don't have time to do it this week. Oh, it's July 4th. Okay, I guess I can take a break. I didn't like it though. Like literally so much happened, and like if you follow me on TikTok, you saw I was making TikToks, I was chatting, but I was like, I just want to make a podcast. I want to talk. I love being on this mic too much. As producer Ezra would say. Okay, so first off, let's go into our Bravo news. Um Lindsay's pregnancy. Lindsay is pregnant. We are so happy for her. She's keeping the baby daddy a secret, but as Bravo fans are all detectives, it was revealed who it was online. I know who it is. I saw the article. I saw his LinkedIn, all the stuff. He's like removed his photos from his LinkedIn now. Um, I'm not going to name him or what he does because he doesn't want to be revealed. And if you're listening to this and you want to know, it's not that hard to find. But yeah, so she's pregnant. She made this like Instagram post kind of breaking down like when she found out she was pregnant and all the things she did. And it felt very much the vibe of like, I'm the busiest pregnant woman ever. Okay, girl. Which that's what I'd expect for Lindsay. And they are filming right now. So I'm excited for that. And so yeah, Summer House is filming. They are all going in. I've been seeing the parties. I think my dream in life is to get invited to a Summer House party. Paige, Sierra, Amanda, can you help a girl out? No, I would love to like, I was telling my dad, I was like, I want to go to the Hamptons one day. He was like, why? Because I watched Summer House, Dad. Speaking of Summer House, Hannah Berner's special Hannah Berner's special is out on Netflix. I'm so happy for her. Like seeing Hannah's dream come true is it's just really cool. I love that Paige was credited for the spray tan she gave Paige. Are you guys watching Love Island? I'm watching it, but I'm behind. It's a lot. Like watching all this Bravo and then watching Love Island and then watching just like other stuff. Like I also like to watch documentaries and sometimes my partner wants to watch things as well, but we don't really listen to him. Yeah, I'm watching it. It's so good though. I'm not really so typically with like competition shows, they're not my deal. I like docu-series reality shows, but Love Island is giving a little docu-series. Someone put a meme there like me Googling what time it is in Fiji, and they were like, me wondering how my Sims in Love Island are doing. I was like, that's what it is. They're Sims. They are Sims. Phaedra is negotiating a return to Atlanta. Now, I have thoughts on this. Okay, so I love Phaedra. Don't get me wrong. I loved her on Traders. I love her on Married to Medicine. I love Phaedra. I loved her time on The Housewives until the end. Okay? Until the end, Phaedra got fired because Phaedra did something really bad. And like now she's like coming back to the scene of the crime, and I know Candy's gone, but like I don't want to compare her to like Donald Trump, but like Donald Trump like shouldn't be president again. Like crazy stuff happened. Crazy stuff happened when Phaedra, like maybe it's just like not the right environment for, I don't know. It'll never happen again, but like she lied on Candy. And like I'm not a Candy fan, but like I don't know. But like there's this other part. Does this mean Frick and Frack are back? Portia and Phaedra? I don't know. Speaking of dynamic duos, so Luann and Bethany, it looked like they made up. There was a photo of all of them together with Bethany's kid at the Hamptons, but then Luann came out saying, actually, I don't think that was real. I think Bethany was using me, so who knows? Yeah, and there's other Bravo stuff, but I feel like so much has happened in the week. Like, I didn't put out a podcast. Like, that felt like the majority of what still is like sticking out. I'm like, I have a lot to say. So Bravo-wise, right now I'm watching Dubai, I'm watching New Jersey, and of course, Orange County. I watched for the episode this week. I broke down Dubai, and then I realized at the end of the episode it was a filler episode. And so I was like, I think Orange County is going to be like a big episode. And it was. And I actually brought in a guest co-host again. I want to introduce to you my friend, Brittany.
If I could go back in time and tell myself I have my whole life to find a boy who make me feel alive.
Welcome back to the Real Housecast of North Hollywood. We have a very special... Well, you're not a housecast because you pay rent. So you're just like a... So this is my roommate. I've been luring you on. I finally got you here because you are an expat of Orange County. You survived living in Orange County.
I did, barely.
With all these women.
Yes.
Which is kind of crazy. And you also don't watch Bravo that much, but you do because I live with you.
Yes.
So you watch Vanderpump.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you watch?
I watched Southern Charm.
Yes.
And then I've seen random seasons of Housewives. So like
Beverly
I know
Hills.
Beverly Hills, Atlanta, a little bit of the OC, the Mormon one.
Oh, Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Basically whatever, like, pandemic one wise.
Yeah. And I think, I had never watched these before.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started to watch with you and I figured out that it's like a fandom, I was like, oh,
it's nerds.
I can get behind this. I'm a part of so many fandoms.
You get it.
Yeah.
You're a nerd. Yeah. Except these nerds are, like, not about heroes. They're about the worst people ever.
Yes.
Which is different.
Which I had to come to terms with, but...
But you know what you liked that was Bravo that we used to not know was Bravo? And we used to buy it on Amazon because we were like, we don't know where to find this show. We thought it was British. Below Deck. Remember, we didn't know it was Bravo.
That was my intro.
That was our
into Bravo. Yeah.
Yeah, because we did not know it was Bravo.
No.
And then I remember I declared to you 2019. I was like, I'm going to start watching Bravo.
Yeah.
And you were like, I think that's a good fit for you.
Yeah, and I think also I forgot about this, but Southern Charm, Summer House, Winter House, when I started to watch those, and they were they were younger but still older, just not quite as old as Housewives. I felt like I could relate to it more, and then I started to get more into the fandom.
You are a Southern Charm person.
Yeah.
You really got sucked into Southern Charm with me. Because it was we watched it all in maybe 2 months.
I know. That was crazy.
And we just read Craig's book, and we're going to review it soon, and it was...
Yes.
Okay, so let's open. Also, to start this season is the 100th season of Housewives ever.
That's insane.
Which is
That's crazy.
It's crazy. So, Real Housewives of Orange County, it's called X's and OCs, and it just kind of opens with, Shannon's DUI. We're probably going to talk about this all season, which... whatever. So, Jennifer and Tamara are friends again. They're all, working out, which is that, the scene in the gym is how I imagine, Orange County moms.
Yeah. All fit, all, done up for every occasion. I would go over to my friends' houses and be like, oh my god, that's insane.
And so fucking fake. With Jennifer and Tamara, when I was they're acting like they're friends, but they really fucking hate each other. They do.
Yeah, hi. Oh my god, you look so pretty.
But I do love Emily admitted it was lipo, Ozempic, and working out.
Yeah. I think you clocked it. You were like, Ozempic. And then she goes, it's a combination of Ozempic and working out and this and that. And I was like, honestly?
Just don't lie about it.
Just own it.
Just don't lie about it. When people lie about it, it just, it frustrates me beyond anything.
It just promotes, I don't know, so much body image stuff for young women who are, and they're lying about it and saying, oh, I just work out and I do this and it's easy.
Why is it not working?
What's wrong with me?
And especially, if we look at Housewives, these are women over 40.
Yeah.
Losing weight is not the same when you're 25 versus 45.
I have thoughts on Ozempic, and, I don't totally agree with everything, but I'm just glad she owned it. That I can at least respect.
Yeah. No, it's a fucking complex
But I thought she was
thing.
beautiful before, too. I don't think she needed to lose 40 pounds, but I
No.
think in this world that she lives in, it's, like, probably a
It's
priority.
status.
Yeah.
And because Emily, too, if you look at where she is, she's, like, rich, but not, like, rich. She's not,
okay.
like, her husband, like, comes, he has family money. So that's how they're rich. But
Rich
they're not,
adjacent.
yeah. So they have, like, he probably has a trust fund they live off of. And, like, she is well accomplished. Like, Emily went to law school. She was an event planner. Like,
This is what I love about talking about it with you, is because, like, I love to jump in, and I know some of the lore, but, like, especially with this episode, I kind of went in blind because all of the OGs are gone.
I know.
So it was kind of fun for me to, like, figure out who I liked and didn't like, or...
And with Orange County, too, like, I'll be honest, I haven't seen every season. I, like...
You heard it here, folks.
I have not seen every season of Orange
Fake
County.
fan.
Because when
Just kidding.
No, it's true. I mean, I have not seen every season of Orange County because when it started, I was so... Not when it started, but when I got into Bravo, I was so triggered by them. I and also when I was, like, a teenager, I was like, I don't know how to, like, watch... like people I don't agree with on TV, and then I realized most people I don't agree with on TV.
Okay. So we've come full circle.
Yeah, like just yeah, exactly. So now I like it, and I've watched a lot of it.
But I think that's important too. Like, you don't have to watch everything to be a fan or be in the fandom, especially things that are triggering for you. Like, you can protect yourself while still being a part of fandoms.
I skip anything when it's too much.
Yeah.
Like, and some of the early stuff with OC, I think, like, stuff they would cut now, like, an example is on New Jersey in the early seasons, two brothers were fighting, and they called each other the F word, the F slur, and they kept it in, because this was, like, 2008. And they were, Andy Cohen, when he justified it, he was like, I wanted to show how the slur is used casually. Like a mirror up to nature type of thing. Yeah. I'm not trying to endorse it.
No, yeah.
Now they wouldn't ever keep that in. Or if they did, they would bleep it at least. It wasn't even bleeped. So, like, when you would, like, watch it, it's just, you're like, whoa!
These are, like, time capsules in that sense.
Okay, so Shannon is such a fucking almond mom. When her daughters come in, they're like, where's my Diet Coke? And she's like, I used to never have Diet Coke for you. And I'm like...
Not Diet Coke. Oh, my God. The way generational eating traumas...
That's what it is about Orange County.
Yeah.
And Beverly Hills used to be triggering like that with Yolanda.
That's a whole can of worms right there.
That's a whole YouTube video of, like, every time Yolanda...
That's a 4-hour YouTube video.
I know.
Dissection.
Comment if you want it. But her daughters sit down with her, and Shannon does express humiliation for getting a DUI, which you should be humiliated. Like, I know the women are coming at her harsh in the episode for her DUI. What did you think of it? Because it is, like... My thinking is sometimes, like, okay, like, let it be, let people move on, do better. But also, you did a really bad thing. And so you should be kind of held accountable.
She should definitely be held accountable. That is so fucking dangerous and not even a joke.
Yeah.
That's honestly, like, you could have killed innocent people. Innocent people die every single day. And I think she should be held accountable, like, to the 9th degree. But how do I say this? Like, yes, you can move on, but I want her to also acknowledge how she was such a hypocrite before, too. And
to
be like,
Gina?
Yeah, because when they played that footage back, I was like,
yeah.
Messy.
Yeah.
And then, so you need to really come with, like, your tail between your legs.
Because she said, like, that is the worst thing you could ever do in this day and age is get a DUI, is to ever drive drunk. And, like...
I need you to be held accountable, and I need you to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. Her daughters are more emotionally mature than her. Like,
yeah, that scene was very eye-opening.
Yeah, and then Tamara goes into she's left the Tres Amigas because of Shannon's DUI, which a lot of people were coming at Tamara for being harsh on her, and I think that is, like, kind of the storyline we're going to see played out. I agree with Tamara. I wouldn't want to be involved.
No, get me away from that scandal. But it also brings up an interesting point about, like, if your friends really make horrible mistakes, how do you navigate that too? And at what point do you, like, it's an interesting storyline.
Because at some point, you're enabling them.
Yeah.
Because that's the underlying thing is Shannon saying she's not an alcoholic, and everyone's like...
I think that's where I don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where she's not taking full accountability. Like, what the other girls were saying, like, you need to be sober, you need to go to rehab, like, whatever you need, like, this should have been rock bottom for you.
And maybe she doesn't identify as an alcoholic, but with what happened, you shouldn't drink for at least a year.
At least. And just see how it affects your life.
Because you don't know, like, if you're drinking, because last season, it's like, oh my God, Shannon called me drunk again, and she said this and this and this to me, and now she doesn't remember it. So she's just blacking out, and, like, I haven't blacked out in, like, years. Well, actually, I did black out on my birthday.
I love the accountability, queen.
On Rosé, but guess what?
Take accountability.
It was right here. I blacked out on Vanderpump Rosé, which is kind of iconic.
Is this an ad?
I would love anyone to sponsor this podcast. Like, I literally Ozempic. Like, I don't care. I'm a sellout. But, like, Vanderpump Rosé or any wine brands. I am a wine drinker. Okay. So, John Jansen and Alexis Bellino, Shannon's former enemy, who sued Shannon and Tamara. They're, like, a thing. And that's kind of gets established. That came out in the press right before filming came.
That kind of sucks that it wasn't, like...
Yeah.
Or does that happen a lot with this fandom?
It happens too much. Too much. That's why the Salt Lake City finale was actually so good. Because it wasn't spoiled. And that was the first time in recent years that's ever happened. That's why people were freaking out so much.
Okay.
That it was that big of a reveal without it. Like, so often stuff is revealed in the press. And they are the one revealing it. Like, it is them. It is these women specific.
Yeah.
And then you watch it play it out, and it's never as interesting. Tamara's like, I can't give the details of the lawsuit, but this is how much we lost. Which, she lost Shannon lost $300,000. Tamara lost $500,000. If you're rich, is that a lot of money?
I don't know. I don't know what the scale is.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm like, ooh. Like, to me, that's life-changing, but I'm like...
To me, that would, like, I would never recover.
I will never financially recover.
No, like, it's what it is. Like, I've never made that much money. Like, I'm not even, like, almost 30 and I've never made that much money.
At that point, bankruptcy. Just file.
Yeah. Damn. Like, scale. Tamara was like, Alexis wasn't involved in the lawsuit. It was all her ex-husband, which that comes up later. What do you think about Heather being on OC? But she doesn't live in the OC. She lives in Beverly Hills. We have another franchise. And I know she has, like, 3 houses. And I know she's, like, been on the OC for, like, a long time. And that's her friend group. But, like...
Do you think, like, it's city lines?
Yeah.
You have to stay within those city
Sports
lines?
Team.
No crossovers?
Well, I guess now, like...
We can't steal from
like
the other teams?
The Angels are also the Los Angeles Angels. LA versus LA.
I think... Honestly, whatever makes for a better storyline. Like, whoever has more chemistry, and they're pretty close together.
The problem is with Heather is she is not that different from that many of the other Beverly Hills, but she's very different from the OC, so she fills this void of, like, opulence, of, like, extreme wealth, which there's already so much extreme wealth. Like, on...
There is? In Beverly Hills?
Oh my God. You haven't seen?
No.
Although, you know what's crazy? Beverly Hills, none of them even live in Beverly Hills.
Wait, so then what is your point with this one?
Well, I was thinking with Kyle, well, they at least live in LA. Like, I feel like Beverly Hills is the LA team, but technically, yeah. Like, Dorit lives in Encino, Kyle lives in Encino, Sutton, I don't know where Sutton lives.
So at this point, it's all about vibes.
Vibes.
What show you go on depends on your vibe.
The remodel of Heather's house is $10 million. What would you do with $10 million?
God. I would buy a house for me and all my friends to live in rent-free. I would pay off everyone's student debt. I would go on those GoFundMes and give every GoFundMe the money they need to save their fucking animals. And like, that is so... Oh my God.
$10 million just on your house.
Just on a fucking property, dude.
And, like, they're modernizing, like, what looks to be, like, an old house. And you and I both had the, like...
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Buy a modern house.
Or build your house, bitch.
Yeah, like, that's so stupid.
That's...
Like, I want an old house one day, but there won't be any.
There won't be any. We'll never afford a house.
No, that's... That's, like, the truth. Like, no. Gina... So then we see Gina and Emily get together, who are... They're our girls, Gina and Emily, I feel like.
Yes. I fell in love with them.
A lot of the fans don't like them because they're so different from the other women. I'm like, grow up!
I felt like they were so relatable. And like I said, I'm not super caught up on the OC, so coming in fresh, I was just seeing everything this episode.
That's why I had you on the podcast, Britt, because, like, I want people who are like, I watch Scandal, but I don't know about the Housewives. It's like, just fucking watch it. Like, grow up.
Ooh, you're being a bit of a hater, Car.
Not being a hater, but, like, you don't have to watch all 18 seasons with these shows. I'm trying to prove that. You can you can watch it with the wealth.
You're being a hater towards the people who say that if you haven't watched everything, you're not a fan.
You're not a fan, or thinking you can't jump right in. Like, I always tell people with Bravo, I'm like, just jump into the current season. Yeah. Like, you don't need all the history.
I think I used to think I needed all the history, but I've learned by living with you that that's so
and the
true.
Editors will tell you what's necessary. They
will always give receipts. Bravo editors are so fucking good at giving receipts.
They need an Emmy. Like, all of them. All of them.
You just got hard eyes. They need an Emmy.
Like, the Bravo editors are so talented.
They're so cute.
They are so talented. Okay. So Gina tells Emily that she saw Shannon with, like, a basket of booze. Gina is not happy with Shannon, and it, like, flashbacks to, like, all the awful things.
Yeah.
Like, and then they go, she spiraled right into a house. We, like, both...
You couldn't... That was the best line of dialogue I've seen in a Real Housewives show in so long.
It was so good.
It was incredible. I think I ran around the room crying because the way she delivered it, I think I told you, it was such a good... she read her to filth. Like, that's how you do it. You don't, like, be like, this stupid drunk bitch, blah, blah. She goes, she spiraled.
And...
right into that house.
Like...
Gag me.
Like, Gina. Like, put some respect on Gina's name.
Put some respect on Gina's
And then right after
name.
that, Emily did this impression of Archie. That was so funny. like, Emily should do more.
What was it? Archie's in the back, like...
5-0.
10 and 2, Shannon, 10 and 2. He's like, roar. And this is, like, not a joking matter, but, like, in the aftermath, now that we know no one's hurt and stuff, just thinking of that poor pup back
Archie.
There, being like, the fuck?
But it's Archie, like, because we saw...
He's an icon on the show?
He's an icon.
Okay.
So we saw Shannon's kids get Archie when they're, like, little girls.
Oh my gosh.
He's a puppy. And now he's, like...
See, this is why I'm not going to fuck with Shannon. I can't believe she even put a pet whose pets are family in that situation.
Like, I'm just thinking of our babies.
I would never talk to you again.
I would be so mad. Like, because whenever they're in the car, they're in their thing, or I'm holding them in the back seat for fucking dear life. Like, Nancy can't do a carrier in the car. She needs my smell. Also, guys, Brittany is not just my roommate, but also my co-parent. Gina then opens up about...
necessary details.
We are co-parents.
No, I know.
We are. Everyone should know
I like
that.
how you just threw that in there and immediately...
You're my co-parent, my roommate, the love of my life, and Ezra's the producer of the podcast. So Gina then opens up about her issues with Travis because it's like his ex-wife's got some shit.
I'm trying to remember everyone's names.
Gina's the one from Long Island. She's... You don't remember
Impeccable.
her voice?
Impeccable. Yes, okay, now I remember.
Blonde, she's a little bit younger. Gina and Emily. Emily's the Ozempic queen.
Oh, okay.
And Gina's the other one. So her and Travis, they're having issues because essentially with his ex-wife, and They moved in pretty quickly together. They have all these fucking kids. They can't afford a big house. So Gina decides the best thing, because her kids really need privacy, is to probably move out. And I think we were discussing it earlier. Gina is doing what's best for her kids. It's not what she wants to do or what he wants to do, but she's doing what's best for her kids. And
no, yeah, I thought that was a very vulnerable, real conversation that could happen, and I thought it was really cool to see that. Adults, like, navigating this, you know, I feel like throughout life, you're always going to be navigating different things. Like, no one has it all figured out, and to see this couple work through this was cool. I think I mentioned I do wish he had been just a little bit more comforting to her in that moment. I could, like, almost feel her trying to say all these things about him, how much she doesn't want to lose him, and he couldn't have said, like, you're not going to lose me, we'll figure this out. Even if you don't agree with it, I think
just affirm.
It just hurt my heart a little bit to not see him.
I agree, but I think it's smart what she's doing, because when you have blended families, I don't care, the kids come first.
Yeah. No,
like 100% of the time.
When you have kids are the priority. They should be.
They should be. Then Jen and Ryan go out to dinner, and Ryan orders Malibu rum and Pepsi, and you and I both immediately had thoughts. And then producer Ezra was like, "What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with my sewing?"
It's so, what's wrong with my sewing?
I did feel so bad after Ezra was like, "I like Malibu rum." I was like, "Oh, well, maybe I'm just an alcoholic. I don't know. I just can't." Malibu rum and Coke, not even like a...
No, Pepsi. Not even Coke. Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi?
No, just Pepsi.
Regular?
Just Pepsi. Who prefers Pepsi? I mean, maybe he saw it on the menu as Pepsi products, but I feel like you always ask for a Coke, and they're like, "Sorry, we have Pepsi," and you're like, "Okay, that's fine." Like,
I don't know. I'm trying not to be a hater, but Malibu rum at, like, however old she is.
And they were going out to lunch too, which I'm like, interesting choice for lunch.
It's not even Malibu rum in a craft cocktail. That's what I think.
Exactly.
That's what it was for me.
Yeah, because if it was like Malibu rum and it's like, you know, pineapple juice and tahini.
I almost said Long Island iced tea. Like, that's a craft cocktail. Long Island iced tea. Oh my god.
Maybe at your, like, local dive bar.
I'll have your best Long Island iced tea, please.
The reason why we talk about the drink orders, because on Housewives they always show drink orders, because it's interesting what people order. It's telling.
It's, yeah.
Like, what's your go-to dive bar?
Oh, just, like, anything soda. Just, like...
We're at a fancy place, like mixology. Like, you could have, like, a nice cocktail. Like, are you looking at that, or are you going still for, like...
Depends on how much money is in my bank account.
You have money.
I have money.
You have money.
Yeah, I would go for a craft cocktail. Like, anything with tequila. I love, like, a fun take on a margarita. Something spicy. What's your drink order? I'm so curious.
Like, if I have money, like an espresso martini.
Ooh.
Or, like, obviously wine. Like, everyone knows I drink a lot of wine.
Yeah.
I will go for, like, an orange wine, though, because, like, I don't really buy orange wine, because it's kind of... Where do you see orange wine ever? Like, Trader Joe's sometimes, but... Again, orange wine, espresso martini.
Oh, or a spritz. Like, anything with a spritz.
Yeah, I'll do a spritz.
Especially in the summer.
I kind of want to get some, like, the prepackaged Aperol spritz for later today to bring.
Oh,
I love an Aperol spritz.
Summer.
So Heather and Alexis, back to that. So they're at dinner. They order their drink. Jen's being evicted.
Crazy.
She's being evicted, and she has 1 million kids, and she's in deep financial trouble.
1 million children.
She does. I kept giving you different numbers. I was like, she has 8 kids, she has 6 kids, she has 7. Like, it's just a large number. She has, for me, a number of children I think is, like, too many. Maybe it's, like, 5 kids. But it just seems like too many kids.
Oh my god, dude, you're killing me.
For someone who owns a yoga studio that doesn't make money, she has a lot of kids.
No, but that was kind of sad. And I think we were talking about how even on that scale, like, even in that different tax bracket, they can still have money problems like that. And I can relate to that in that feeling of, oh, I'm not going to be able to pay my rent this month, or that and that, but
like, I can't imagine owing Florian $20,000.
no. And then I think later on we see her, like, getting her makeup professionally done and stuff like
That
that.
pissed me off so much, because getting your makeup done we live in Southern California, so we know how much that costs. That's at least $500. And so think, for, like, every $500, that's $1,000, and you're in $22,000 or something you owe your landlord. Like, that, to me...
That's where I'm like, oh, I don't relate to this.
I don't. Because
yeah.
when you and I are broke, we're like, beans. You know? Like,
Beans and toast.
We can hunker down, though, and be broke. Like,
yeah, and I think when you get to a certain level of wealth, you maybe get used to things that you don't know how to go back, or because it becomes the normal for you.
Or is it like, what will other people say?
You know what? Yeah.
Because
it's that.
If there weren't cameras, would she just do her own makeup?
And that's why I don't like the OC.
Yeah. That's the thing. And Heather and Alexis then go out to dinner. It's a little weird because it's like they clearly, like, oh, and Emily's there. And Emily clearly doesn't know Alexis. John Jansen gave Alexis a friendship ring. I found that strange.
It's weird on so many levels. I don't even know which one to choose. One, it's like gender roles here that, like, it feels a little weird.
Yeah. And
then it's like, I just wouldn't give, like...
They've been together a month at this point. And
he gave it to his girlfriend.
Yeah. His new girlfriend.
I thought he gave it to his girlfriend's friend.
No. His new girlfriend he gave it to.
Okay, then that's not weird. That's cute.
Do you think people in their 50s should be given friendship rings to someone they've dated for a month? I think it's weird.
I think it's so cute. I love a little gift.
You're gay, though.
I
know. It's like you're imagining a girl giving it to you, or like a queer person.
But you have trauma from love bombing, and maybe that's...
I think that's love bombing.
A friendship ring?
It's like expensive jewelry.
Oh, it's not like a cute, dinky little ring.
No. It looks like an engagement ring, but it's not. They kept saying it was a friendship ring.
Oh my god, so different.
So different.
Okay, I'm not.
It's not like cute little gummy, like like no. It's like expensive.
Okay, weird.
That's weird.
Weird. Okay, I'm here with you now.
Like the only they're my mom's age, so I'm like the only person giving my mom expensive jewelry better be her husband.
Yeah.
Like, and not someone she's been dating for a month.
Ew.
Okay.
Ew.
I want to go to the Quiet Woman.
To what?
The Quiet Woman, the restaurant in Orange County that they're talking.
Oh.
That everything's happening at.
Yeah. We gotta do a tour.
Gotta do a tour. Emily and Alexis kind of get into it immediately, though, at the dinner, and she's so defensive over John Jansen, and it's just... I don't know. It's giving...
First of all, the name... John Jansen. You're gonna fight over a man called John Jansen?
When Emily was like... Look, I know he's got a big dick, but, like, come on.
The girl's girl.
Girl's girl. Yeah, she's so defensive. And then we see Shannon visiting her lawyer. 3 years of probation, community service. That's it.
That's an insane sentence. And I think I brought it up, like, okay, there's a lot of things at play here. 1, she's a reality star. 2, she's wealthy. 3, she's white. 4, she's a woman. If a regular everyday person committed that crime, I just don't know if it would have, or a person of color, or, you know, any other type of situation. I just wonder if it would have been quite as lenient, because she has money to pay for good lawyers, and that's why our judicial system is fucked up.
It's fucked up. How weird is it to lecture, like, how weird is it to, as a parent, to say, don't drink and drive? That's the worst thing to ever do. You can ever do. And then you go do that.
If I did that, I would put myself in jail. I'd be like, I need a timeout.
Yeah.
It's time to learn.
Because the way she talks to her kids.
40 hours of community service at her church.
Nothing.
40. We work 40-hour weeks every week.
Yeah. Welcome to the workforce, Shannon. Shannon. I do love her
Welcome to the workforce, Shannon.
I love her name. Shannon storms the door.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then Tamara then takes her daughter to get a tattoo. We see Sophia, who hasn't been on camera for 10 years, but now she's 18 and she can do whatever she wants. We love Sophia. She's
great.
So Gen Z. I really, though, I have to say this on the podcast. I do not like Tamara comparing the child that's no contact with her, Sydney, to a dead child.
No.
Tamara, you cannot say that.
That's really
It's
intense.
a difficult thing to have a no contact child. I'm not denying it, but you cannot compare it to having a dead child.
No. Oh my god, no.
No. I'm not okay with it.
I also liked how what's her name, the daughter?
Sophia.
Sophia. Her mom started to bring up something traumatic and started to cry on camera, and she goes, I understand, but you need to talk to your therapist about this. And then her mom goes, I don't have a therapist. And she goes, well, I'm not your therapist. And I was like, boundaries. That was so cool to see. And I think if older women are watching this show and watching that exchange, I'm just excited that that's being shown.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I shouldn't tell everything to my daughter.
Well, you can still tell things to your daughter. It just, there needs to be a line where it felt like she had been bringing this up a lot. And her daughter was like, okay.
I love her so much. She's so
boundary
That's
queen.
what we're always seeing, though, on Housewives. It's always the kids are so emotionally mature because most of them have grown up on camera, and, like, their moms have honestly made a fool of themselves on camera. So it's creating these hyper mature kids.
Oh, yeah.
I think, in a way.
That's a really good take.
Like, there is a Bravo show that's filming right now that's all the, like, Nepo babies. It's like Gina from New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were telling me about this.
And so I think that I'm interested because all those people have the same thing where they are 22 but kind of talk a little bit about like a 40-year-old. 40-year-old should, and then their moms have no emotional
I'm so
maturity.
interested in the psyche of those children.
Me too.
That's going to be an interesting show.
So then they're all going to the party for the end of the episode. Alexis, as she's walking in, is bragging about how much sex she's having with John Jansen. Felt a little icky, and I just didn't want the visual. Like, whenever someone talks about them having sex, I'm like, stop! Unless it's something I want to hear about. I'm like, oh, tell me more.
I don't know. I'm like, get your freak on, honestly.
Do you not get the visual? When people say, like, I just had sex 5 times with my person.
I know, not really. I can, like, dissociate and be like, good for you. Get it.
I always just see the two people fucking.
Like, it's like an intrusive thought.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like a porn of, like, people I know in my head. I'm like, stop! Now you're never going to tell me about your sex life again.
No.
You don't want to tell me anyway.
Well, maybe I do want you to fantasize about me. Just kidding.
I kind of love the stations at the party. Like, you didn't like it?
I'm 50-50. Like, if it's optional, yes.
Only
but
if
the
it's
way
optional.
they were like, you have to do this. You have to do this.
Oh, yeah, that was
I'm
annoying.
like, calm down. People enjoy parties different ways.
I like it because sometimes I get bored at parties.
No, I am an activity girl. I love activities. But there were moments where people didn't want to do it and they were kind of being crazy about doing it.
It was very much giving, it's the first episode, something has to happen. And I think Heather was like, oh, maybe let me play this up to see if the women will react. Because Heather was a soap actress in the 80s. And then Gina brings up Jen being about to be evicted because Gina was Jen's real estate agent, the one who's behind on her rent. Oh. And that's why she brought it up. She was like, I'm on the emails.
Another impeccable impression.
I just love her so much. She probably shouldn't bring it up. It's kind of unprofessional as like her real estate agent.
Especially like in that setting. I don't know.
To the other women, I wouldn't say a thing.
But I think I understand what you're saying about the pressure of something needs to happen because it's a first episode. It's also a penultimate episode of like
something's
a huge
gotta
fandom.
happen.
Yeah. Or not penultimate, but
and OC is the original, and it's the 100th season, and they knew that going into it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
In that sense, there must be a lot of pressure.
The shot of Shannon walking in, it was like giving, like, of her getting out of the car, Like,
I am not gonna be in fear. I am strong. Girl?
I loved it. Which I felt like that glam shot was kind of, we'll get to it later, but the last moment of the episode.
Yes.
It was kind of like,
It was, you know what it was
shadowing.
giving? You know what it was giving? Her entrance was like superhero entrance. And I'm like, this is so not the vibe I thought we were going
woman
for.
who got a DUI!
Who ran her car into someone's home?
She almost killed her dog.
And she's getting like this like Wonder Woman, like I am strong entrance. Crazy Bravo editors. That's insane. You're insane for that.
And that was I don't love it with the entrance shots of them being so glammed up. I don't need them.
Yeah.
It's giving The Hills, it's giving overly produced. Because Vanderpump did it a lot this season.
Yeah.
Which Vanderpump, Beverly Hills, OC are all the same production company. They're all Daddy Alex Baskin. We meet our new housewife, Katie. We love her. She was really cool.
Yeah.
She's like says hello to Heather, and then in her confessional, she's like, "We've met so many times."
It's the first time she actually remembered me.
Shannon walking in though, it's so awkward. Like you and I were just like both wanting to look at our phones. Like
I know.
It was just awkward.
Oh, you could feel it. I like love and hate those moments because on one hand, it's quality television, and on the other, I'm just the secondhand embarrassment I feel. And
yeah, and as women, we've been in those situations.
Oh yeah. There's just an undercurrent of tension.
So Alexis, Shannon, they like go outside to talk, and Alexis goes, "It'll probably be a long combo," and Shannon goes, "No, it'll be short. It'll be short."
I also love all the women. Yeah. Like, do you read lips? Does anyone have a mic? Like, blah, blah, blah. And then they all are on the window like this.
And Emily, our girl Emily, is like, she is investigating. She is in on it. She was like, da-da-da, da-da-da.
That was so girlhood,
yes.
That moment right there.
Getting the tea. Yeah. I saw a photo of it, and they were like, this should be in the Louvre. Gina speaking the truth, though, in her confessional. She's like, John Jansen is gross. I'm like, yeah, like, it's a homie hop. Like, come on.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
It's a housewife hop.
And
even worse.
This is what I was saying all episode. Why are these women getting with these men? They're all successful and beautiful, and these men are mid. Like, some of them are genuinely nice, as from what I'm hearing.
Terry and Heather are like the plastic but that's it.
Not a blended families couple?
Travis is okay. Is okay. He's nice.
Okay.
But Gina, she could pull a hotter guy, I think.
No, I thought we talked about this.
Yeah,
and I said that,
he's
and
nice,
you said.
But like, I agree with you.
But personality makes people hotter. So if he does have a good personality,
but that last moment, but the moving out, like I'm telling you, I'm not with it.
Yes, I'm not going to be a man apologist. Never mind. You're right. Disgusting men.
We hate all. Yeah, because John Jansen's the problem. He is. I
just want all of these women to be with each other and be happy and be gay.
We need more gay housewives.
I just want one show that's all gay housewives.
New York might be that one day. We got a second gay housewife. So maybe we'll have a third.
You said we might have that one day.
2 is better than we've
50
ever had
years.
before. Look, the show's been on 100 seasons or 100 seasons of Housewives, and how many gay housewives do we have? Like 2.
I know. And honestly, what bothered me a lot in earlier seasons was there was gay inclusion, but it was always the friend or gay white men, or whatever men, and it's kind of stereotypical. Like, not that any gay person looks or acts a certain way, but I just wanted to see more women, more people of color, more minorities, more
the world as we know it.
Like, we had some housewives, the world as we know it. We had some housewives that were bi-curious, but they all looked a certain way, and they all there's just so many different types of gay people. And
for a docuseries.
For a docuseries that's gone on 100 seasons.
Like, how cool would it be to have it Jenna Lyons, we have that, like a late in life lesbian. What if we had someone that's known they've been gay their whole life?
Yeah.
And is still living this like uber glamorous life.
Yeah.
Because they exist. But Bravo also doesn't have a good history of being like...
Which is why that's just so interesting to me.
It's the whole gay men are still men, and white women will choose being white before being women, and gay men will choose being men before being gay. So I don't know.
All this internalized stuff.
Yeah,
That's a reflection of the society we live in.
Yeah. Alexis is like, you're the ex, and I'm the new one, which I'm like, you're such a bitch. Like, that's just like, okay. But the whole thing is, it's just silly. It's silly.
Yeah.
Shannon's like, I have a letter with Alexis' name. She's so mad about the money. The best part of it, though, is the perfect. No, I'll do it to camera. Perfect.
Wait, let's both do it to camera. Perfect.
Like, we kept going back and back and back and back and playing it again and again and again and again. Like, it was so good.
That is just one of those moments that I can't believe she looked right into camera and said that. And
I'm going to send you all the memes
because
they're so funny.
It's going to be so many memes and
it's
GIFs
already
and,
so good. It's
yeah.
so good. But, like, the Bravo accounts have it, so the mainstream should get it in, like, 2 weeks.
It was giving, like, intense scene, blah, 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 blah. Perfect. Like
she looked at
cut.
it looked like she was looking at the producer being like, perfect.
For me, it looked like she was staring right into camera and being like, yeah, I gave you that for this first episode. You're welcome. Perfect. I was like, okay, I hate you, but, like, you make for great TV.
She's doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this was a great episode. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, follow us on Apple Podcasts anywhere, and TikTok and all the things. You can email us if you want. Okay, bye.
Thanks for having me. Bye.